Subhashini had no right to sue. So essentially, what the federal court did was, with greatest respect to them, they sidestepped the issue. They decided the case on a technicality. What they did say, the majority did say, is, from what I understand, they said, actually Subhashini doesn't have to go to the Sharia court. But Shafi Saravanan can go to the Sharia court. What you make of that, we don't know. The dissenting judge was very clear. The dissenting judge said, Sharia court has no jurisdiction over this matter because it deals with the dissolution of a non-Muslim marriage. And so the Saravanan should be stopped from going to the Sharia court. The dissenting judge would have given an injunction. All three judges, however, did say that one parent can convert a child. But the dissenting judge, I just went through his judgment again, he was very clear about it. He said actually, that was in the context, because he says, obviously you can't have both deciding because they're both deciding differently. So you have to come to court, they both have to give their arguments, and the court decides, just as any other matter regarding children where their parents are disputing, the court has to decide what's best for the child. See, the argument that is made now is basically, in the Sharia court, the argument is that by the act of conversion, 3 months after the conversion, if the other spouse doesn't also convert, the marriage is automatically dissolved under Sharia law. However, under the civil law, a marriage cannot end until A, either one person dies, or B, there's a court order by the civil high court. So there are three situations, but basically it's either court order, civil high court, or death. That's the only thing that can end a marriage. But the Sharia law says differently. There is a provision in the Sharia enactment that actually says a non-Muslim marriage does not end until it is dissolved by the Sharia court. So in Subhashini, the dissenting judge says the effect of that is basically to say that ordinary Sharia law no longer applies. Traditional Sharia law doesn't apply in this situation. It is delayed. So the non-Muslims, the now new Muslim, cannot be considered as having to marry another Muslim. To make sure that a convert to Islam comes with his divorce order from the civil high court, only then can he marry another Muslim. Muhammad Shafi can't get a divorce from the high court according to the words of the section itself. There have been cases, however, where a person in that situation has been given a divorce.
First and foremost, the argument which is presented for and on behalf of Muhammad Shafi is basically because that it is his fundamental right under the Constitution to actually insist the law, Sharia be applicable to him because he's like jumping ship and quickly divorce and so on. There are occasions which that may happen, but I remember in Shafi's matter, we had a press conference and some of the reporters may be here individually asked Shafi, when did he convert? He said yes, he converted a few months before that. And the matter was in court. Where did you get the urge or the thought for conversion? And surprisingly, his answer was, when he was 19 years old, he always wanted to convert. I don't think and I don't believe it is right for us to conclude when a non-Muslim converts to Islam is to escape from his obligation under his previous marriage. That is not always the case. Let's be fair to the individuals. Now, on the issue of custody, in Islam, there are principles and situations in which a non-Muslim spouse can be given the right for custody. That is something which I also learned during the course of preparing for the arguments. Now, we have not been informed in detail. We have not been explained when does it work, how does it work.
Kami 4 orang akan naik menyaksikan pembubaran forum itu tepat 9.45. saya dan 3 orang lagi termasuk YB Salahuddin akan duduk di situ sampai pukul 10. Kalau jam 10 pagi, saya, YB Salahuddin dan 2 lagi tak nampak kat pintu cermin tu, saya minta saudara-saudari rampok dalam
advice given the situation. But there are principles guiding all this. We are saying Sharia law is the right form of the constitution.